Good afternoon, Philippines. I hope to have some announcements today regarding the composition of the defense team. Obviously, everything that I do is subject to approval by Her Excellency, the Vice President. She has a very important role in this case. She herself is a lawyer. She fully understands the state of the game here in The Hague. And obviously, I'm consulting her on everything that I do.
So who will be forming the defense team?
I'm afraid you're going to just have to wait and find out.
Oh, I thought you were going to announce
I
it.
know, lots of suspense, but be patient.
It is said that she will not announce, only the head of the legal team, but not to preserve the privacy of the rest of the
That
team.
might be the case, but whatever I do is always subject to the approval of my client.
All right. But just to clarify, that it's within the day. We expect this within the
I
day.
expect it by the end of the week that we'll have some names, yes.
All right.
But will there be Filipinos?
I'm always working with Filipinos, and I anticipate that there will be Filipinos in due course as well. I'm here to constitute primarily the international side of the team, former President Duterte.
So are we tapping the services also of the Office of the Legal Counsel?
No, there's no need for that.
No need. So it's
No, I mean, even if this was a legally aided case or a privately funded case, there's no need for the OPCD. I think that's the unit that you're referring to.
That's right.
They're a very important unit at this court, but they provide logistic assistance, administrative assistance, but they don't provide substantive assistance to any team at the court, whether it be legally aided or privately funded.
Okay.
Okay, so that will be limited to 3 counsels only, and then a case manager and investigator.
That depends on what type of case and what type of funding we're using at the end of the day. What I can say that there are many, many supporters who I'm sure would gladly give out of their own pockets to ensure that the former president will return to the Philippines as soon as possible.
The Vice President was saying a while ago that they will do all means to be able to bring the president back to the Philippines after elections or prior to the elections.
Why not? That's his country.
What would be
that
the
was where he
legal-
was born. Why should he not go back?
So,
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's being illegally detained here and he should go back to the Philippines as soon as possible.
so that will be your route to be able to bring him back? You will be filing petitions or appeals to bring him back to the Philippines?
Well, I think you're
prior
trying to
the
draw me
confirmation?
on the chronology on when I'm intending on introducing an application for interim release. Interim release is par for the course at this institution. In nearly every case, an application for interim release is submitted. I'll file it when I feel it appropriate.
When you said that supporters are willing also to help out of their pockets, did people reach out to you also about it?
I was making a general observation. And,
Okay. All right.
But nobody has committed yet.
You're trying to draw me once again. No. People
How was-
love the former president, and I'm sure that they would pay out of their own pockets in order to ensure that he has the proper defense.
Is this the first time you've encountered the president also? This particular case only?
In this particular case, this is the first time, but I'm experienced here at the ICC, and I'm frequently asked to help people who are brought before this institution.
All right. How was he yesterday?
He's in good spirits, I've told you that right from the start.
Sir, we
But
are
he's been-
IFW versus Filipino working. Can we do crowdfunding?
I'm not going to comment on funding.
Yeah, nothing.
All right.
Sir, you mentioned that as far as you're concerned, the former president is legally detained. So that's your
Illegally detained, not legally detained.
illegally.
Illegal.
Yes,
So you and the president were already able to tackle, more details about the case yesterday. I
well, in the first few days, I'm helping the former president with his humanitarian needs and concerns. I'm helping him settle in here because things at the International Criminal Court do take some time, unfortunately. I wish it was speedier than it was, but it isn't. And so at the present moment in time, I'm concentrating on that aspect, helping him settle.
Your Honor, Senators Cayetano and Marcos and other senators present, alam naman natin lahat at alam nila na mali ang ginawa nila. Ginawa nila yon just to demolish political opponents. This is all about politics. The administration is using government resources, the ICC, to demolish the opposition. Wala na tayong argument. Mali ang ginawa. Ang tanong ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin para maibalik ang dating Pangulo sa Pilipinas. Kasi nag-iisa ako ngayon dito na gumagawa ng paraan para maibalik ang ating dating Pangulo sa ating bayan. Thank you.
Maraming salamat sa ating Vice Presidente at hindi kayo nag-iisa. Lahat tayo ay naghahanap ng solusyon sa napakakomplikadong pangyayari. Ano sa palagay mo yung nakita ninyong ICC warrant? Kailan ba ipinakita? May sinabi si Counsel o Attorney Medialdea na hindi daw pinakita kay Pangulo Duterte hanggang sa kahuli-hulihan at redacted form pa daw. Tama po ba yun?
As Honorable Senator Marcos, ang nangyari kasi, merong ICC warrant. It was diffused to Interpol. It was given to Philippine authorities. Hindi siya nagkaroon ng red notice. Kaya yung ibang bansa, hindi nila alam. Wala silang notice na merong ganong warrant. Ang nangyari, ICC, Interpol binigay sa Philippine authorities. And the Philippine authorities or the Philippine National Police, in-implement nila yung warrant diretso doon sa akusado, hindi nila dinala sa korte natin dyan sa ating bansa.
Tama po. At yan ang pinag-uusapan namin kanina ni Executive Director Alcantara ng Transnational Crime na ang pinadala lamang ay isang diffusion. Ito ang kauna-unahang pagkakataon na ang warrant of arrest was honored by a member state. Samantalang diffusion pa lang to. Wala pang compliance review, wala pang ibinibigay sa secretariat ng Interpol, walang task force yung Interpol at walang kaalam-alam yung commissioner ng Interpol. Ang sabi nga ng Interpol, si Presidente Duterte ay hindi wanted ng Interpol. Wanted daw siya ng ICC. Pinadala lang daw sa kanila. As a matter of fact, under Article 97, Section 4 of Interpol's own rules on the processing of data, it is very clear that there are so many requirements before any action can be taken. Kung pwede, ipakita natin ang itsura ng isang diffusion versus isang red notice. Ibang-iba po yun. Ni walang red notice at yung diffusion, parang sabi nga ni VP, parang tinimbre lang sa mga kasama sa Interpol ng mga miyembro. Hindi dinaan sa mismong review. So, nais natin pag-usapan at tanungin kay Executive Director. Tama po ba yun? Diffusion is something not yet verified per the articles on processing data. Tama po ba yun? Kasi yan ang rules ng Interpol, hindi po ba?
Ang diffusion po ay sa Article 97 ng Rules on Processing of Data is a standardized request
Tama.
to arrest, detain, or restrict movement
Right.
of accused. Ito.
Tama, pero
Tama po.
hindi pa siya verified, hindi pa siya naimbestiga at hindi pa nailalagay bilang opisyal. Wala pang task force, wala pang compliance review.
Pero hindi po ibig sabihin noon na wala siyang value.
Pero
Pareho po
mismo yung Interpol, sinasabi po sa atin na first time daw na yung member state agad-agad in-acknowledge. Wala pa namang kaalam-alam. Ang mismong Interpol Secretariat, walang kamuang-muang kasi between states lang to, ICC lang at Interpol.
whether it is a red notice or wanted person diffusion, obligado po tayong mag-comply. Hence, our job in the NCB is to distribute the diffusion notice.
Nandyan, no? Pinapakita natin yung red notice sample versus yung diffusion order. Ibang-iba po, di ba, yung itsura?
Magkaiba po.
Magkaiba.
Pero,
yung kay Arnie Teves yan, tsaka ito kay PRRD, ibang-iba po.
Magkaiba po.
Talagang hindi sila.
Magkaiba
So,
po.
admitido po ninyo, walang red notice.
Yung red notice po, wala po siyang red notice.
Walang dumating, ano?
Merong tinatawag po na
O, tama.
Red
so,
diffusion.
kung ganun, sinasabi, tulad ng sinabi ni VP, maobligasyon ang ating pamahalaan mag-cooperate, tumulong sa lahat ng request. Yung request, hindi naman ang galing sa Interpol eh. Pinapaliwanag nga ng Interpol. Hindi naman amin wanted yan. Ang sinasabi, Philippines is obliged to cooperate when in fact it came from ICC. Paulit-ulit tayo kanina sa ICC, walang jurisdiction dito sa Pilipinas. Ba't natin kinikilala? FPRRD was not wanted by Interpol. It was neither verified or approved. Hanapin mo sa buong database ng Interpol, walang lumalabas. Hanggang ngayon, it's not there. Read out the email address from the letter. Nakita mo yung letter? ICC ang nakasulat. Walang Interpol kahit sa mismong diffusion. Anong obligasyon ng Pilipinas? Kapag hindi tayo nag-comply sa isang diffusion, anong mangyayari sa atin? Hindi na tayo bahagi ng Interpol? Paparusahan tayo? May parusa po ba?
Not necessarily. Hindi po ganon.
Kapag diffusion, what will happen?
Gaya po na nasabi ko kanina, ang diffusion po at requesting for looking for wanted persons, pareho lang po na ng red notice.
Hindi po pareho yun. Ang
hindi lang po siya,
liwanag nito.
ang pagkakaiba po niya,
Kababasa mo lang ng Article 97, pambihira ka naman,
Opo.
sir.
may pagkakaiba nga po eh.
Kaya
Kasi
nga.
yung red notice has to be processed by the
Pero di ba yung kay
notices.
Congressman Arnie Teves, red notice na. Ayan, dinadaan pa rin sa proseso ng maliit at mahirap na bansa katulad ng Timor-Leste. Ayaw pa rin nila pumayag. Dahil ang sabi nila, dadaan muna ito sa korte natin. Ngayon tayo, lumundag tayo sa diffusion. Ano bang commitment natin? Anong mangyayari sa atin? Sinabi na natin, ICC has no jurisdiction. Tapos, ICC warrant has no effect. Tama ba yun? Di ano ngayon yung Interpol? May obligasyon ba tayo sa Interpol? Diffusion pa lang to.
Obligado po. Obligado.
Bakit obligado? Anong mangyayari kung di tayo sumunod?
Katulad din po yan ng mga ibang red notices na hindi natin nakukuha, but obligado rin po tayo.
Ano nga mangyayari? Anong parusa? Papaluin ba tayo? Tatanggalin ba tayo sa Interpol? Iisnabi na tayo ng buong kapulisan ng buong mundo?
Hindi ko po masasagot yung gagawin ng Interpol sa atin, but masasabi ko po we have to comply with both the diffusion and the red notice.
You have to.
We need to.
At
we
the
need
risk
to.
of what sanction?
We need to. We need to. Ayan po yung We
Okay.
exert our maximum effort to comply with those requests.
Nakakagulat lang po dahil kasi eto nga may obligasyon daw pero diffusion lang to at sabi ng Interpol first time daw nga nila na diffusion pa lang lumundag na at inaresto na kagad. Pero parang hindi naman to biglaan kasi General Marbil may memo kayo ng March 10, di po ba? May memo kayo sa kapulisan na mag-mobilize na agad-agad. Libo-libong pulis ang pinamobilize kahit hindi pa ninyo alam na may warrant. Sabi ninyo, hindi ninyo alam Asan yung memo? Nariyan kanina, di ba? Aalala po ba ninyo yung memo na yan?
But anyway, ma'am,
Hindi. Yung memo, tama po ba yan o mali yung binigay sa amin? 10 po ang nakasulat na date. Tama po ba yan?
ma'am, tama po yan, no? Madam Chair, no? Ang preparation namin, although sabi ko nga, narinig po namin na there will be possible na lumabas po yung warrant, based on sa mga dumadating na news, it's standard procedure po ng PNP na mag-prepare po in case that's a part of our planning process.
Libo-libo ang minobilize na kapulisan, gumastos ang buong pamahalaan para lamang sa isang chismis galing sa Hong Kong. Sabi po ni Secretary John Vic, na chismis lang naman ang umabot sa kanila. Hindi naman sila nakatanggap ng anumang katibayan
Ma'am, it's a standard, Madam Chair, it's a standard procedure ng Philippine National Police kay Chismis. So in there, we have to prepare and plan kung ano pong mangyayaring eventualities po.
7,000 po, base sa chismis. Wala kayong alam.
No, we don't have any record ng 7,000. I believe
Yun ang
it,
pinagmalaki sa dyaryo. Hanggang dyaryo lang naman kami.